got a minute? I know a lot of times you don't hear it. Wanna tell you that I'm proud of you. I'm seeing how you handle business. I know this world breaks your spirit. When you're tired, nobody hears it. They see you crying, but you left to fix it. Stuff you wanna try, you left to risk it. But we tell you that we proud today. You could be up close or maybe miles away. You deal with the adversity and piles of hate. Got a full plate, but asking if we ate. Should be asking you the same thing. What you going through is not the same pain. Shed a couple tears, know we feel your pain. It's time to put respect on your names. You need to know we understand. They took away your rights, wasn't in the plan. Now you gotta have eyes behind your head. Rape and kidnap, know it has you scared. Your body's sacred cause you carry life. But the situation has to be from what you like. They'll even shame you on the job site. But you follow your heart, you follow the light. What you need to hear is sister, keep the faith. When you dealing with depression on the day to day. When you ain't feeling going to work today. It's cool if you wanna lay in bed all day. Understand if you need a break from being mom. On the days you need hugs, you're safe in his arms. When you're not feeling cute, you're still cute. Know you wear a lot of hats and a lot of suits. I know sisters fighting cancer, sisters fighting lupus, sisters fighting the system like look at how they do us. Sisters.
I need to apologize. I gave up so much of myself to be with you.
Good.
That you haven't
Got my
met
lucky ass drawers on, my big ass lucky ass drawers
so in
on.
love with you.
Well, at least you got on something that I ain't put on none today. I'm letting her breathe
Met
first,
the
though.
30s in me.
No, I
It was
ain't.
very clear that this woman has zero fucks to give.
Oh, I'm letting her breathe.
Oh, it's not muted. It's not muted. We
I'm
gonna
letting her breathe.
girl, edit the shit. What is going on? Well. So clearly you didn't mute the damn thing. Okay. What is going on? I'm J. Marie.
Oh my God! So they heard me say
We gonna roll it. I think we probably gonna roll it back. We probably do the intro so we can be professional. We'll just edit that part out, right? Right.
Okay.
We gonna run it back. We gonna run it back again.
Christian,
already. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm used
Okay,
to the
yeah.
Dirty Pleasure show. This is
Oh my
we gonna get it
God.
together.
We're gonna get it together, y'all.
I need to apologize. I gave up so much of myself to be with you. That you haven't met the real me. That 17-year-old me that was so in love with you. That 20s version that just kept trying and trying. Met the 30s in me. It was very clear that this woman has zero fucks to give.
I'm really embarrassed.
Okay. Oh, I got that damn liner up. I'm about to look like a raccoon. I don't know how they even clean up the.
We just gonna call them bedroom eyes. This is kind of bedroom eyes.
Not raccoon eyes though, because I think. Okay.
Y'all see I'm sitting in the dark. I'm trying to be sexy tonight.
You trying to be sexy? I'm lit like a Christmas tree, or not lit like a Christmas tree. That's
like you used to take photos.
Yeah.
Christmas photos. Okay.
Yeah, the fake brick wall and all that. Okay, so we are here. We're here. This is. I was about to say the other show. This is not the name of the show. This is what is it? Seriously Unserious with Egypt and J. Marie. Okay, this is her show. Show. Sorry. I'm trying not to. This is her show, and I'm collaborating with her. But my name is J. Marie. I am the host of That Part Podcast. It is also we working out some things. We evolving. Let me say that. Go ahead, Egypt. Let me take it away, ma'am. Take it away.
And she's the host of. She trying not to do the explicit one, the Dirty Pleasure
I got people calling me already. They're like, wait a minute, what is this?
Uh-oh.
It's not the Dirty Pleasure Show. That's why I try to change up the background, but people see the red couch and then they think, you know, we doing something different. But this is seriously
We're doing something different.
We are doing something different, but not the Dirty Pleasure Show. This is seriously unserious.
Well, it kind of look like the Dirty Pleasure. We sitting here in lingerie and satin and shit.
You're the one that said put the bedroom and eat the popcorn. I'm like,
I'm supposed to tell the people I told you that. You don't know the rules I see now. Oh my God.
We gonna edit the hell out of this. Okay.
Yeah, we chopping and screwing this up.
What we about to do?
Welcome to the Seriously Unserious movie review show with Egypt and J. Marie. This is gonna be, you guys, this is a breath of fresh air podcast. You see Egypt in the politics, you see Egypt do the interviews, you see Egypt stand up for the community. This is raw and uncut. We don't know shit about critiquing our movies. We have had some little roles in some movies and some production companies, but we like, let's just look at all these directors that we know right here in our backyard and those are far, and let's just have fun with it. That's how I look at it. You don't know what you're gonna get, as you can see with Egypt and J. Marie, but we just want to shed some light, give y'all a little laughter, a little sincere. I would like to apologize in advance to those that are wearing panties right now, because
the what?
Those that are wearing panties, because you said you had yours on, and I was like, I'm letting her breathe tonight. I am so sorry. Put your kids in another room. I have
comfortable drawers on. Thank you very much. I'm still sexy with my comfortable drawers.
You just granny drawers.
I'm just saying, we were still on the drawers. I was like, wait a minute. I thought we moved past that.
I just want to apologize in advance if y'all go back and play that part. Just in advance. This movie.
I thought you were muting the anyway.
It's supposed to automatically mute, so I don't know what happened.
Okay.
There, but okay.
I don't think you was on your job, but we wasn't on our job collectively, apparently.
As a unit. See, I like that. Let's take accountability together.
Right.
Together. And y'all see, y'all ain't got no chi-chis to hold my little down up, so you know. And hopefully y'all can hear me. So
we can hear you loud and clear, Egypt. Don't even play.
We're getting into Divorce
in the Black. Okay, I thought we was about to do that in unison. We almost had it. It was
okay. Let's start over.
Do it.
Start over. Divorce. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I taught her better. We done prep for this show all day yesterday evening.
We did prep. I think it's because of the cold I'm coming down with. It's just got me all loopity loop.
Don't blame it on loopiness. You ready?
Yeah.
Divorce
in
Black.
The Black. In the Black.
We on the short bus. We sound like
it's in the Black. That's why I wore black. So I thought you was wearing black. All right. Divorce in the Black. Let's get into it. So, do you want to give your take on the movie, or your synopsis on it? Let's get into it.
Okay, so because that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna run these clips. We have some people that's supposed to jump on and give their opinions too. If they do that, we actually want to have a call-in line, and we're working on some equipment and getting some stuff lined up where you guys can actually call in and give your guys' opinions. But until then, I have enough space on the platform that if people want to just roll in, you can roll in. But the kink is you have to be on camera when you roll on to the platform. So I saw today a lot of people didn't bite on it, but I was really taken away at the men that wanted to have something to say about this movie.
I definitely want to hear their opinion.
Wait. I have been a Tyler Perry fan when he started with the plays. But I notice it's always the same plot and story.
Okay.
So this, I was expecting something different. I was taking off my foot at the beginning of the movie because I have never in the history of niggerdom seen somebody take a nigga taking out the casket. I've never.
I was trying to understand kind of like what that had to do with the storyline. Like that was just some extra shit he did because
I don't know. She played the hell out of her role. Mother Bertrand. Mother Bertrand.
The mama. Crazy lady.
Dallas mama. She played that part.
They played the hell out of the whole thing. That family was so over the top. I was like, come on, is this really a Black family nowadays that's that intensely negative?
No.
I'm like, are we really having a whole family be that way? Now I know we got some crazy ass cousins or crazy ass family members, but it don't be a whole collection of them.
That's what lost me, because I couldn't tell from watching, because my dad is a country preacher and we have a lot of family in the country. So when we go to the country to bury people, the churches actually look like that still. I couldn't tell what present day he was putting this movie in.
What you mean?
Just like it looked like it could have been like a 1980 or 90, because the church folks don't act like that in the country now. And the cars, like Benji, like if you pay attention to like the cars that Benji drove when he drove, the mom was an old school Cadillac. The cars were kind of old, but he blended it in with some of them driving the Kias. I was confused as what the hell? Oh, what the hell?
I can't get to mute. I'm trying not to cough on the mic.
Now you can understand she wanted nothing to do anything with them and what they would say.
Okay.
Mr. Henson, he's actually gonna drop in.
But that's what and that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think there are families. Well, I know back in my day, yes, families existed like that. I was a part of one. I may or may not have participated in some of the festivities, but it just seemed like it was a little crazy that it was all in one family. I think that was crazy. And then they really made Megan Good play a goody two-shoe ass role. She never plays a bad bitch in terms of a bad guy. She never has played, unless I'm not.
She actually has. She has a movie on Netflix.
I was about to say, and I'm not a movie watcher like that, which ironically, how I'm gonna be just, talking about.
But you better get used to it. You better get used to it.
Okay, so she has played a bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it believable?
Actually, this movie is similar to the same girl character she played in the Netflix, and I think it's I Wish I Was Dead. No, Death Saved Me, which is on Netflix. And she flipped the script, and she drove the husband crazy. And she's playing these abusive roles, which I'm really not understanding with Megan Good, because she's beautiful and talented. Like, what is kind of going on with that? Y'all go check that movie out. It's really fucking good. The girl is a genius. The way she get back at this dude. But it's kind of similar to this.
But it's the reverse of it. Do you feel like that movie triggered a lot of Black women that's been in abusive situations like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I think it did. Now, what I would say is I've been in a relationship like that, but nowhere near.
No.
Like this random ass list of paper that we never seen nothing on. I'm like, come on, baby. Ain't no fucking way. She had a thesis paper.
But what was that for, though? What was that for, and why did the best friend have it?
Well, right, which didn't make no sense. And then why is your best friend counting all of this shit and she ain't never go to the police? She ain't never go to detectives or nothing. She never
call me Jay and say, Pookie gave me a black eye. I'm on my motherfucking way and I'm not coming to talk.
Listen, you ain't gonna be writing it down like, okay.
Today at 10:15 p.m.
I thought it over dramatized a lot of domestic violence situations. Now, it's not to say, and I definitely don't want to take it away from anybody who has gone through that Dallas type of dude. As somebody in a relationship like that, I definitely don't want to take it away from anybody, but I just feel like that's definitely I was about to say another name. That's definitely Tyler Perry-esque. And it's given angry black woman or
are you mad at us for something? You mad at us for something?
It's given you want to glorify.
All of us are not beat. We do have good relationships. We can have healthy relationships. Use your money to show that. Because I have been in a relationship like this Dallas guy. And I'm going to tell you how bad it was. My son actually accidentally watched this movie. And the first thing my son said, oh my God, Mama, he's just like, and he named my ex-husband name. So with that being said, it triggers everybody. It triggers a lot of people. So Tyler Perry, you need to watch kind of how you're putting this stuff out here, but you need to know we can hear, like, the story was so fast, speed and back. It was like he went back in time. She got a divorce. She took a week off of work. What woman takes a week off and then she bounced back?
Stop. Hold on. She went to her family's house, which we don't, I don't understand what job she had to take off that amount of days.
Not today. You got some accrued hours at the bank. I used to be a bank manager. After them hours are gone, sis, you gone.
Yeah, and it sounded like she was having a lot of issues with him. And the other thing that I found was interesting is if she had all this, what's up, E Black? This is my co-host of the Dirty Pleasure Show. By the way,
he got the darn link? Because we fist to bring Chris on. We fist to roll this one clip of this casket, and we fist to bring Chris on because I already know this is gonna be hilarious. I'm so sorry, Chris. Now, please don't judge me, friend. Hold your peace. Here we go.
Clip.
Get him. Get him. No. Not the casket. Take him out. Take him out. Oh, they gonna say it that they paid for this casket. Take him out of there.
How you gonna say we gonna get him out?
Take him out of there.
Come on, get him!
Oh my God.
That's all right. That's all right, church. They can have the body. God has already passed judgment on the soul.
Remind me again, who was the person that died again? Whose daddy or what was it?
It was their brother. And what had happened, he had robbed one of the ladies in the church. He broke in her home and she gunned his ass down.
When did they show that?
They don't. But the preacher preaches on it in the sermon.
Oh, about him being a bad guy or something like that. Okay, I didn't know who.
Now, my dad has preached a lot of bad guys' funerals, and there is a such thing as preacher etiquette. You're not supposed to say it's a heaven or hell to put somebody in. I don't even want nobody standing over me and telling me, my mom, that I'm in the presence of God, because I might not be. I might have did some shit in this life that, shit, I'm at the gates of hell. I didn't like that part at all because I'm a preacher kid, so I took that some kind of way. Like, come on, Tyler, now you know that ain't the way we do things in church. Chris,
Man, what it do? What's good, ladies? J.
Well,
Marie,
let me give you
what's
a
up,
formal
Egypt?
introduction.
What's going on? What's happening,
J.
y'all?
Marie, this is Chris. He has been on the a supporter, a friend, an encourager, a listening ear from the jump. We met at my breaking point, and he just been on. It's on.
Okay.
Well,
Let's
listen,
go.
man, real greatness, recognize greatness. So we in the mix. So I am also a preacher's kid. And listen,
Yeah.
man, I love what that pastor did in that movie, man. Listen, we need more like that. He was real about the entire situation. Why is he gonna get up there and like front and fake and do all this other stuff? It's like the dude, he lived by the sword, so he died by the sword. So
Yeah.
he's talking to people and letting them know, like, listen, if you're gonna live by the gun, you're gonna live by drugs, you're gonna live by this and by that, fam, guess what? You're gonna die by that as well. So you just said it. Dude ran up in one of the ladies' homes, elderly lady, ran up in her crib trying to steal her stuff, and she popped them, she let loose on them. Props. Let the people know, let them know the real deal about the people, man. It's time out for the sugarcoat. I like what the pastor had to say.
Really?
So,
okay.
listen, man, I like what.
Do you think that's real though? Like, have you been in a church where they've done that? Like, because art imitates life, right? To me, I'm not trying to be technical. I'm supposed to not know nothing on this show, but art imitates life. So it's like, is that really what's happening in the church?
No, not now.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
no, hold on.
He confuses us with the time frame. You don't know if he's doing now back in the day what we call the old traditional Baptist. Heck yeah, they would get up there and tell you where you going. Hey, that is sugarcoat, like Chris said.
You got a point, Egypt. Now I am going to say this. Art does imitate life. Absolutely, sis. You correct about that. But the thing is that, I mean, those that are getting up and talking and preaching this quote unquote truth, are they actually talking the truth, or are they sugarcoating things? Although Tyler Perry may have stretched that particular scene, I ain't gonna lie. That scene jumped everything off. It did grab my attention. I ain't gonna stop. But I mean, he did stretch that a little bit. I will agree. You don't see that in most homegoing celebrations, whether the person was good or bad. But I can appreciate that message though, because you can have a full-blown person laying up in a casket that has committed, maybe 5 or 6 different murders. And we're gonna get up and talk about how this dude was just such a good man. No, ma'am, no, sir. Keep it real with the people, man. He was a flat-out asshole. Call it for what it is, man. Yes, it's his homegoing service, but I mean, heck, he killed 5 people. What we gonna do? Say this is a good man? No, that is a awful individual. And if you continue to, be like this person, this is how you gonna end up. I love the scene. I mean, whether it's, fake art or whatever you want to call it, I mean, it's something we all need to kind of like live and abide by.
I just worried about the body, the whole fucking funeral. Forgive my language. I was just like, where's the body? Because y'all didn't show it to like the middle or toward the end that they actually buried him on the land. Because I'm like, where do you go with a body? Who does that? Who drives in the pickup truck with the body in the back? Like, who is?
But Egypt, okay. Tyler Perry, he's known for being over the top and over dramatizing like stuff that's not. He's just known for over dramatizing stuff. So in my mind, it's expected. But I thought he was gonna be a little bit more realistic with a lot of his stuff now, because it's a movie and it was such a serious topic. I didn't expect it to be so over the top. And I thought it was just gonna be more true to a real life abusive situation and stuff like that. But I was just like, it's Tyler Perry. What do you expect? I don't think it was a bad movie though. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie.
No, I don't think it was a bad movie. It did have some lessons in it. Like Chris said, some things were overdrawn. Mr. Maurice, hey friend, you have an old school pastor preaching old school testament. Yes, sir. That's how they did it. And that's what I'm saying. His setting confused me. I didn't know if you were taking it back to that, because new age preachers don't do that. That's why I was kind of confused at and then we jump and they in big houses and new cars, and then they come back to this little town an hour away from Atlanta, and they back. I was just kind of confused. And Mr. Farrell, you're supposed to be tagging on in a minute, but okay. But with that being said, the synopsis of the movie is just plain as this. I think some of the characters, Dallas could have had some more. I love his performance. Unfortunately, everything came out of his mouth was bitch.
Yeah,
bitch, you want your job today?
He was
bitch,
too short.
You?
He was too short. He was too short with it, literally. That was his favorite word in the whole movie. Yeah, he was too short with it. That was his favorite word. But I feel like, okay, so just real quick, I didn't know his movie history at the time. When I started doing the research, I'm asking Egypt. I'm like, is he new? Because like he looked like he might be new to this, which is crazy because I thought he was new. I'm like, oh, this is why he ain't carrying the lines, and this is why blah da 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 da. And I go and look, this man got 136 titles. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of cameos.
Movie. Yeah, I agree with Pharaoh. It's poor execution of like I think the writing of
it. I married a Dallas. Maurice, I married one. I'm telling you, it triggered my little boy like, oh shit, is this? Yeah, I had one. So that's why the healing part, I get. I didn't move like Megan did, and I still haven't moved like Megan did. Benji was so damn big and muscular. I'm just like,
first of all, this random, they was like, get a random fine ass man to put in there because we want to show that this is her love interest that she never gets to do anything with. He's in the truck talking about, not right now.
I don't know nigga ever turned down no ass. Oh, I'm sorry,
he in the truck talking about, not right now, I don't want you like this. I'm like,
listen, man. Listen. Sir. Listen, it's and see this, and this is the thing. With Dallas was a whole fool, man. Between the B word and my man when he told the waitress, give me a bourbon straight, I already knew this dude was about to cut up in the movie the entire way, man. When I see that, I'm like, yo, he about to be off the chain. Yeah. This is the thing when it comes to Tyler Perry's movies, and you guys just, you guys hit on something a while ago when you said Benji kind of, he turned it down. This is the thing that I have, when it comes to like, well, Tyler Perry, and then I guess I could say like Society. Cool movie, but I don't like the fact that majority of these movies, there's this like description of Black men are always angry, or we got like some kind of issues, or we always abusive and all this other stuff like that. And then on the flip side, when it comes to our society, where I hear my sister right here, it's like there are men out here that do reject women on first base or the women that's trying to get to the second or third base. Like brothers do walk with a certain type of integrity. It's like, yo, sis, you fine. I love you. I appreciate you. I like the way you maneuver throughout life. But right now, let's not even take it that way. And if you heard the man correctly, he was actually looking out for her because he know her pedigree and her background. He's like, look, don't get me wrong. He probably wanted to smash, but because of her background, he was like, let's put a pause in that because I know you're drunk. And so if, we do this, you're going to wake up the very next day, you're going to feel some type of way. So the brother was actually looking out for his sister, Megan Good, in that movie at that particular scene. But I wanted to highlight that because it is cats out here that maneuver with a certain type of integrity that, I mean, it doesn't get highlighted enough. What gets highlighted is that we're just all about sex when it comes to us Black men. I'm like, that ain't accurate. Like it is dudes out here moving a certain type of way that's, full of integrity. But
and I know that. Thank you for pointing that out, Chris.
Yeah. But Tyler Perry, cool movie, but he over exaggerates. He kind of like he beats this nail over and over that Black men are just abusive, angry, and all this other stuff. We cheat and all this other stuff. I don't rock with that type of narrative because it pushes that in people's minds and their view. This is how all Black men are. It's like, no, we're not all like this. We is cats out here that move a certain type of way. That's different than that. Marie
And I
said,
know
thank you.
you want
Y'all, I'm gonna
this,
rock out. Listen, bro, I'm gonna rock out for the Kings, man, all day, every day.
and
But
that's why we wanted men to come on here so they
exactly.
can give
No,
their perspective. Because
and I
we're
think
gonna give our perspective. Because to me, like I'm saying, the movie was so the time lapse before you talk, Marie. Because even though he turned it down right then, the way he does the movie, it seems like maybe a week later he was still getting it.
That's what I'm
You
about
know?
to say. A week later, they was laid up in the bed, so it still jumped off.
Yeah. But I love the point that you pointed that out. And I'm sick of him painting us up to be just the women that get beat on. We all don't get beat on and stay in relationships like that.
but
Oh
hold
man,
on, because the amount of shit she went through with Dallas, she
She
should have been in
autistic.
therapy. They should have had some sort of thing where they showed her like a montage where she was going
I
through
agree.
therapy, because that's the part that's not realistic. Like
Yep.
the truck thing,
That's true.
and this is why I was saying it wasn't realistic, because he was sitting there and he was like, no, not right now. But a week from now, though, I got you. It was like that. It was like, wait a minute, there's no therapy, there's nothing. And she been with this man, whatever that long list of stuff her friend tracked for her, it was like, what? And she don't need no therapy. She just this perfect woman because her mom. And then here's the other thing. Where she see this at? Where she see that was okay at? Because the mom and dad was trying to play like they ain't never had no shit like this happen.
They had a
And I'm
perfect
like,
marriage. Yep.
how is this possible? Because in reality,
It's possible. Let me raise my hand on that. It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. Because it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
Okay.
I don't know what her mom was apologizing for and crying for. I didn't get that. I guess she thought she failed her as a mother. But our parents do the best they can with us. And then when we get a certain age, we are supposed to have those skills to know how to maneuver through life. Yes, we get into situations where we need our parents. Because if my dad was still here, I would have ran to my daddy, because that's what girls do. We run to our daddies. Most of us are daddy girls. It was just unbelievable. And then they beat the Pope preacher up. And I'm just like, wait a minute, what's going on? He know they crazy, and you went to the trailer with 6 of them? Come on.
It was
the police scared, everybody scared of them. Like, it was unrealistic.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, there's no legal ramifications. There's no legal ramifications. They live out in Timbuktu or somewhere, because it ain't no police force, no detective, wasn't nobody investigating none of this. He didn't get no therapy.
You didn't see him?
Huh?
The cop, he was scared of him. He said, we need proof. We need proof. And you know, in the country, they don't like Negroes, so you know they would have been quick to hang them boys. What part of town is this? They just killed this girl Macy for turning off a pot of water. Come on now. It's unrealistic, but I get it. It's a movie. I liked it. I like the premises. I like she got better. Well, I guess we're assuming she got better. And
but that's what I'm saying. She didn't. She had like I said, thesis papers full of shit that she had done to her. Like, how is she perfect to fuck around with some soulmate after a week?
Yeah, Jay Marie.
Before y'all talk again, let's roll these clips. That way people can understand what we're saying, because everybody might not have seen everything that we're talking about. So let's just break it up a little bit. Give us a minute.
The last time we had a nice night. It's always Dallas, don't do this. Dallas, don't do that, Dallas.
Dallas.
You need help. Jim, black women ain't shit, man. When last time these women supported us?
Dallas, I'm flip over this fucking table.
Right, please.
And I don't know how you do it, Ava.
Oh, see, she tells your ghetto ass everything, huh? Just like she tells her mama and her daddy. Dallas. You know what? I can't do this. Jim, I can't do it, man. Nope. I made some decisions in my life. I want a divorce. We don't have no kids, so this should be easy.
What?
Okay? You can keep the house because your parents gave us a down payment, and I don't want to hear their motherfucking mouths, okay? I'm not paying any alimony. You got a good job at the motherfucking bank. I got a lawyer look over the papers already. Get somebody to get down there and look at it. Sign the damn papers, Ava. What the fuck y'all looking at? My drink.
This motherfucker.
Babe, stop. Dallas. Dallas. You're wrong. Look at me. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Nigga, you judging me. Huh?
Dallas.
So,
Dallas, what do you want?
Move out of my way.
Hold on, right? And so this one, we can just erase if you don't need it.
Look here, I done sent you 7 text messages about the time Jim need to be at that office to sign them papers. All right, he got a notary in his office. Now look here, I'm not playing this bullshit with you, Ava. You better be there tomorrow at 11, all right? And have your lawyer there, not damn show me.
Dallas, you need to leave this bank right now.
Do you want to lose your job, bitch?
Nigga, I don't give a fuck about this job. You need to get the fuck out. Leave, bounce, go. Now.
You better be there, Ava. I'm not fucking with you.
Boy, bye.
I'm so sorry. I'll be back.
And I'll slap your nose off.
Son of a bitch.
I'll slap your nose off.
so why does
Nah,
he have
listen,
this afro from the 1980s? This is where it confused me with the time frame.
See?
Because he got the
Now, hold on,
sideburns
y'all.
from the 1980s now, because
Nah.
Tyler be putting these wigs on folks, and they don't be matching the time
Yeah.
frame.
That's what I'm saying. I'm confused. We're not questioning the movie at all, Maurice. We just wanted something. We were expecting something a little bit new and fresher from him. A different perspective, like Chris said, painting the black man in a more positive image and painting the black woman as a more positive image. Not me and you, Maurice, we don't work on the platform and the production. We know what sells. We know ratchet sells. We know sex sells. And we know abuse sells. It sells. You can go on TikTok all day. The most people with the most numbers are people that are going through this, that are putting their life out like that. We know that. We get that. We're not questioning that. We were just like, we were expecting, when you're big like that and you got money and power like that, and you really can make influential changes, I was just expecting something a little bit different. That's all I'm saying.
A change in the narrative for sure, and in the rhetoric that's pushed is just ugly. Because to me, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're saying that all black men are abusive and all black women, are staying with them and are allowing this. And when he came to the restaurant, when he came to the restaurant without her, I was just sorry,
your ADD kicking in.
No, the ADD, my child. Go ahead.
Yo, man. But that was it right there. That look, when Dallas ordered that bourbon straight, I said, oh, he about to cut up in that restaurant, man. He did exactly that, man. I'm like, yo, this can't be happening. I know it was a movie, but I was so embarrassed for everybody that was there. I'm like, I couldn't even imagine if I was in a setting like that. I'm like, yo, man, it's time to dip. Like, this dude, he off the chain, man. But we got somebody else in the mix. Brother, we want to hear your take on this movie, man. What's up, bro?
What's going on, y'all? Hello, Jay, and nice to meet Egypt.
Yes, sir. Your mic is low.
It's real low.
It's real
There
low.
you go.
Is this
There
better?
we go. We can hear you now.
I'm sorry. Pause. Yeah, I like the movie. I like the movie. To me, it was much like my old lady. She watches some Lifetime movies, and it be predictable. Women empowered. So I thought it was cool. I don't put 2 on the 10 on about it. It is what it is. I like the fact that I really like the fact that they discussed or they touched on kind of like the mental health aspect in the past.
Yeah.
Man, he went through a traumatizing life.
He did.
With his moms and
Yes.
his brothers. Then you got the weight of society, and then and you could tell this without them going into the backstory that she was the prize pick of the small town, and she chose one of the other family you know, boys, one of them boys. And what does that look like? What does that end up being? And I was surprised that nobody during the movie would have said, "Yo, brother, you got to go get some therapy. Your brother
That's what
died."
Jay said. That's what Jay said.
And you know, like brother, he almost looked manic.
Yeah, he does.
And it looked like a manic episode. So I was really, you know, I was hoping they would have probably mentioned it, like some type of mental health, but you could tell that he was going through a lot. But at the same time, you know, you can't save everybody, and I think that was another underlying thing. Like, look,
Yes.
sometimes you gotta walk away with what you have in your dignity. Um, I thought he was gonna fight Mo for the house. I thought he was gonna be like, "Nah, we gonna sell that house." I thought it was gonna be some other stuff, but he just wanted to. Once he lost control with his manipulation, that's when he lost control of his identity, and that's when he started acting like stalkerish. You know. Oh yeah, I like the pastor when he pulled up to the house with the gun. I was like, go ahead.
That was gangster, wasn't it?
I was like, go ahead, you gonna get your ass whooped, but
you finna get whooped. You finna be out there with the brother. You finna get whooped, nigga.
You gonna get your butt whooped, but don't know. But hey, I salute that totally. So
now that part, I thought he underplayed because we know them to be killers.
Yeah.
Why didn't they go ahead and kill him? Everybody was scared of him.
Egypt. That's what I said. I'm like, why is he talking so much? I'm like, fam, you had a mission. You supposed to pop. What was it, Dallas? Right? You supposed to shoot Dallas because he put his hands on his wife, on the mom, and then he did. And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why is this dude talking so much, man? Like, you came there for a mission, light Dallas up and go and get up out of there, man. He did way too much talking.
He would, and you had all them rifles and guns because you laced Megan house up with him, and you went to the crazy people house. I would have, first of all, I would have pulled up, slung the dope, and just started shooting. I'm like, the mama is big as hell.
Oh man.
Yeah, the mama took her clothes off in church. Like, you won't do. Oh shit, Big Bird. Precious ain't got shit on her.
And so I also found the friend of the best friend or whatever the guy. So the Dallas's homeboy or whoever he was trying to be, that was at the restaurant. And when he was like, Dallas, you know you wrong. But I'm like, have you seen all the damn paperwork that your wife got on this nigga? Like, is he just wrong? You ain't think to go intervene or nothing like that or say anything to him either the whole time?
Yeah. But real quick, because we got another brother on. I said that's King, that's brother Pharaoh right there. My man, my brother touched on something good, man, and I think Maurice mentioned it as well. It's like, all right, listen, I get it. We wanted more. We wanted this movie to go a certain direction, and we wanted other details involved or whatever. But it's like we got to be real with certain things, man. Dallas, that's something that I picked up in the movie as well. I'm glad bro touched on the trauma and the mental health aspect, but we got to realize some men, they do not have great circles around them.
That's true.
As much as we want to paint this picture of, you know, why didn't nobody say this to him? Why didn't he go to therapy and this and that? Some brothers don't want therapy. Some brothers, they do not have a good circle around them. And that's what I noticed about Dallas, between his mom, between his brothers. That was his circle. He didn't have a good influence when it came to life in general. And that's how some men are. So I just wanted to touch on that right there. We're like, why he ain't doing this? Reality is some brothers, they do have a good circle where people do care about them. It's like, yo, fam, you wilding out, you about to crash, go seek help. Then we do got certain circles like, you know what, bro, pick up another bottle of bourbon and have at it. You know what I mean? You good. That's reality right there. So although we got these, I ain't the hugest of Tyler Perry, I ain't the huge Tyler Perry fan, but in that movie, he spoke some truth. So a lot of things, man. I will give him props for that, but I'm gonna chill right now. Pharaoh, go ahead and have at it, brother.
Yeah, this is Pharaoh that we bring into the stage. That's why it's important to have the different views and the opinions on the platforms. That's why the Queenz strive on not only making it a woman base or a man base, but a human base platform where we all can address. Because like I missed that, he came right in and picked up on it. Like, hey, no, he had a breakdown, and that part of that movie actually broke me to see her try to hold him. and console him. But if y'all remember the beginning of the movie, she was trying to console him too. And he was, like, no. And you're right. And I know Pharaoh has gone and knocked this on out the park, and we're going to keep this show moving. What's up, Pharaoh?
Hey, what's going on, sister? How you doing today?
I am good, love.
That's good. I want to say good evening to everybody on the panel.
Oh, what's up?
Okay.
What's going on, man?
Okay. So you guys are talking about a movie that that seems to spark a lot of interest in our community especially. As far as that movie is concerned, I would say that that particular movie was over the top in the very beginning. In the very beginning, that was over the top. We don't know of too many. I don't know of any black mothers that are going to remove their sons, their beloved son's corpse from a coffin. It's the ultimate disrespect, and at the same time, it's not loving of a mother to do such. So, but if you can get past, if you can stomach that first 10 minutes of that movie, if you can stomach it, the rest of it deals with something that's very real, and I have to admit it. What we seen on there was we seen toxic masculinity, and not only did we see toxic masculinity, we also saw something that's very real within our community, and that is family violence. Family violence and toxic masculinity, those are real things. Those are real things. Now, with me acknowledging that toxic masculinity is a real thing, I'm not going to give Tyler Perry a pass off of his record of creative movies that put black men in a bad light. I am not going to give him a pass on that. If you look at the record and resume of Tyler Perry, the majority of Tyler Perry's discography and filmography, you will see that 99.9% of his movies place black men in bad lights. And that's him pandering. What this movie was the ultimate pander to black women who have been divorced. It was the ultimate pander, and he was successful with it. He was very successful with it. You know how many sisters that I've seen on my timeline that were cheering about the outcome of what happened?
Yeah.
They were cheering. They were cheering about the outcome. Now that tells you one thing. The outcome was the brother being killed by his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And what that tells you is there are a lot of sisters who have emotional scars from previous relationships.
There you go.
From previous relationships. So again, though the movie dealt with a lot of real issues, I still must hold Brother Tyler Perry to task for putting black men in a bad light. But what can I say from a man that made the most of his money from acting like a black woman?
Oh, okay, we're going to pause right there and we're going to go right into this clip.
What are you doing here?
I ain't been here but 20 minutes. Ain't you glad to see me?
No, how did you get in the house? I changed all the lock styles.
Ain't no lock to stop me from getting in my damn house.
No. You left this house. It's mine. And you need to leave.
Look here. I know you. Look, I know you well. Alright? So let's stop all this shit. And I'm thinking about giving you another shot.
And I'm going to stop it right there because it's too low and I don't like when my videos are low. Basically, he says, I'm going to give you another shot. I decided I want you back. He saw him with Big Bro Benji. I decided you want him back. It proceeds. He goes upstairs because she done slept with Benji. She done Benji. And yeah, I saw her riding skills. I was proud. Okay, never mind. Well, he goes on upstairs and he finds Benji still asleep. Now, how you sleep and you hear, see, this is the shit I be talking about. How you sleep and you hear her down here talking to this crazy and you know he crazy. He done damn near broke your arm when you were little. You sleep. You hop your big ass up. Now, Dallas did get some punches out for him. But y'all rustle and tussle. You put him in the chokehold. You put him in the car. And that's the scene. And he wants her back. Now we're at the point I want you back.
Did she drag him? No, that was another unrealistic ass part because she dragged him from the back of the house, all throughout, all the way down to the front door, and lifted him up in the car. I thought he was dead the whole time, which I was confused. What is happening here? I thought he was dead.
He should have been woke after he hit out them damn steps. Let's keep it real. Shit now. That's a lot of steps.
It was over the top. It was over the top. That part was really over the top.
Okay. Man. Come on, E.
The gentleman to my side, he mentioned toxic masculinity. Pharaoh, could you talk more about that? Because I disagree.
You got the right one.
I didn't agree with the fact that it was toxic masculinity. I believe there were certain points in the movie where the brother was like, "You're wrong," and then he represented his woman. He was like, "You're doing too much." There was a lot of masculinity shown. But like I think it was out of control individual, but it had nothing to do with being a man. It had more to do with being out of control as an individual. I think him being a man, it does I can see how somebody can say toxic masculinity, but I don't necessarily agree that it was toxic masculinity.
Pharaoh?
Okay. So I'm gonna touch this I'm gonna touch it briefly, because it's a topic within itself.
Yeah.
As far as the ex-husband goes, he was very much so toxic. The toxicity of his character and personality made the movie worthwhile to watch.
Yeah.
In fact about it, it was his toxicity that give us the premise to even talk about all of the forthcoming events. Everything that he did was toxic. From going into his best friend's home and telling things that he shouldn't have told.
Yeah.
Come on, man. All the way to physically controlling his wife, all the way to the point of breaking and entering into a home that he's no longer a resident in with his ex-wife.
That's mental health, though. That's mental health.
Yeah, I wanted to slide in real quick.
Yeah.
Masculinity to me.
I wanted to.
And understand this, people. Understand this. Toxic masculinity is a mental health issue.
Okay.
How do we think? Let me ask you this: how do you think toxic masculinity looks? How does that look? It looks controlling.
I think that comes from trauma, though. That comes from trauma. So the trauma is what caused, like the family trauma, the everything like that. That caused him to have that. I'm sorry, red hat, and I apologize. I didn't.
Nah, you straight. I didn't even introduce myself. Nah, you straight. Nah, great conversation. I wanted to dive in because I like building with my brothers, man, and this is special right here, man. If anybody know my background, know that I love to build with black men. So this is good. I felt some type of way, Pharaoh. I got a lot of respect for you. I seen your work on here on the podcast and everything, but I kind of felt some type of way about the toxic masculinity as well, bro. If you look at Dallas, nothing he did was masculine. I like what E said. When I think about masculine, I think about protection. I think about love. I think about nurturing. I think about teaching. Nothing Dallas breathed was masculine. He was just a toxic individual, bro. He wasn't masculine. He was weak. Nothing about him screamed man or manhood at all. This was a out of control individual, man. So there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. It's toxic people, and then it's true masculinity, man. And we got and that's, I ain't trying to discredit nothing that you saying, because you got your own teaching, you got your own knowledge and all of that stuff right there. But I kind of feel like as a society, we took that on as toxic masculinity to pretty much shame us as men. Because you don't hear nobody talking about toxic females or toxic femininity. We don't even utter those words. And we know some crazy women out here that do some off the chain stuff, but we'll never call them toxic. We just call them, what y'all call them, bad bees and all this other stuff, the sexy reds and all that other mess. We don't do that. But when it comes to us men, we devalue that precious thing that's called masculinity. It's just masculinity, man. We got to separate the two. It's toxic and then it's masculinity. Masculinity is something that's pure, beautiful, and we need that righteous energy in our society. We got to remove the two.
Okay,
let me ask you guys this. Pharaoh, let me ask you this. I want you to answer it first, and then I want E to come behind it, and I want Chris to come. This is not the way this was supposed to go, but I am loving it. The engagement is here. That's why I said, I told you, Jay, we got to get the men on here. We got to get them on here. We today in this society, I know Chris said that masculinity is defined as protection and it defines the man. And I agree with that. Now we're saying, and toxic is the thing, and it came out with Kevin Gates. You're going to love it over here. I'm a little toxic. Every woman went crazy behind that one phrase. Now we're saying, I want to say that Dallas was feminine. He was a girl. Am I wrong in saying that? That he had,
yeah, you are.
You know, saying he's not showing masculine ways. That's what Christian said, like he wasn't showing those attributes. So is it safe to say that he's exhibiting feminine behavior?
No.
Because that's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Jay. I want the sister. No. I want you to take that one.
Because I kind of feel like when we say, okay, in feminine ways, feminine is supposed to be, and y'all can argue this because people probably are, but it's soft, delicate, the soft life, the this, the that. That doesn't equate to femininity to me. What it equates to is somebody that's toxic and that has mental health issues. That's what it equates to, not femininity as an opposite, because he didn't do anything that was feminine. It was more, manic depressing, like E Black was talking about. And
that's why I wanted the man to address it, because we heard today, oh, he's a punk. He had like okay, I'm gonna, well, this the wrong show, y'all, so y'all don't take it. He had like a bitch. Let's go there. And I want Pharaoh to start, and I want E to come back, and I want Chris to come back and answer that. Did y'all see any of that? Or is it still just the mental issue thing that you guys are kind of sticking to? Pharaoh.
I'm gonna say this. One of the things we got to realize is that, and I think we fail to do this oftentimes. Two things can be true at the same time, and I mean, a lot of times we fail to recognize that, and we fall within subjectivity instead of being objective, right? So I'm gonna be very objective in what I said. Toxic and masculinity can go together, just like toxic and femininity can go together. These are just characteristics that we're talking about within genders. When you say he's masculine, that's applicable to a man and a woman. You have women that are masculine. You have men that are feminine. And when we talk about topics of character, your personality can be toxic. Thus, you can put the two together and have toxic femininity. We saw toxic femininity in the movie that was produced by Tyler Perry called Acrimony.
Yeah.
In the movie Acrimony, you got a grand example of toxic femininity. In this movie, you got a heavy dose of toxic masculinity. Now, we can give these grand definitions of what we think masculine is. But when it's all said and done, there are objective definitions of words. We can't make words have definitions based off what we think they are. We may say masculine means protector, provider. That's not what masculine means. That is not what masculine means. It does not mean that at all. We have to remain objective when we give definitions about words. Now, when we look at men, what was masculine? What was masculine? What was a masculine attribute or trait that Dallas possessed? I'm going to give you one. one of the masculine traits that he did possess and put on showcase was forcefulness. Forcefulness. That is a masculine trait. Forcefulness. Domineering. He was domineering. That is a masculine trait. Again, I'm being very objective and not subjective. But the way that he used these traits were very toxic. Very toxic. Thus, toxic masculinity. And it goes both ways. Women can be toxic as well. In fact about it, I know more toxic relationships than I do healthy. And the rest, and for the most of the time, everybody just faking and fronting so that you think everything is going good at the house. But I know more toxicity than I know healthy. You know, so two things can be true at the same time. And also keep in mind that to object is fine. When we object with one another, only one thing gonna come out of that. Somebody's gonna grow.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't mean to like undercut your point. I understand your point of the point that I was trying to make was more or less we use toxic masculinity. There was in the first scene where he was being consoled by his wife, and she tried to hold his hand. That was as a man, he had to say, I have to take in all of these things or else I'm going to explode. I'm not going to show my emotions. I'm not going to embrace a lot of the things. I have to take this moment in because I'm your man. I need this moment. So in my opinion, that's not toxic masculinity. That's just an individual not able to handle their emotions. Women do it in other ways. They don't want to be hugged. They don't want to be kissed. I'm going through a moment right now. Don't touch me. It's the same thing. So those are neither feminine nor masculine traits. But I do want to say that when we talk about toxic masculinity, it like the brother Chris was saying, it almost devalues the rage, the upsetness of a man, the issues that a man may have, and the stuff that you go through in life. And it just, if as long as a man is not being the straight up and down brother, he's being toxic. And it's not fair to a lot of us because sometimes we're going through stuff, and I'm not being toxic. I'm just not displaying certain things that you may appreciate and may be abrasive to you. So I think from my standpoint and the way that I see it, it wasn't necessarily a toxic trait. It was an individual going through some emotions that he was not trained, one, from a healthy family environment to do, and two, he had individuals who were willing to reinforce bad behavior. So it almost seemed like, I don't want to be so psychoanalyst about this where we're like going down the line of what he could have done or what he should have done, but it just seemed like a cry for help. It seemed like a cry for help. He shows up at the table. He says, I want a divorce. And nobody bats an eye and says, brother, are you okay? Brother, you're about to divorce your wife. Your brother just died. Are you okay? But like I said, we define that as toxic masculinity. So I apologize. And like I said,
y'all got some bang up points, and y'all really breaking this movie down, and that's what we need. Mm-hmm. That's why we picked this one to go at first. It wasn't because it was the most popular or because it was Tyler Perry. It was because of the messages and all the criticism that was tied to this movie. And who better to debate that than the black man himself that's sitting here? And with that being said, I knew this was going to be one of those platforms where we were going to need a therapist.
Okay. I thought one of them was, which is why.
Yeah. Y'all get used to seeing each other because y'all are the face of the Queens, and I'm going to rename it in King's Conversation. Me and Pharaoh need to talk. But we're going to work this thing out because this is what the platform is needing. This is what society is needing. This is what the world is needing. This movie is just opening up the dialogues that we attack every Wednesday, Pharaoh. Every Wednesday, Chris. We on these platforms saying heal accountability. We're saying that. And now we get to see a movie that shows that, but we don't like the way it shows it. We don't like the way it portrays different scenarios. But like everybody say, the shit happens. It's true. Many of us have went through it. So we're not going to cut away from what he was trying to teach us of the lessons, because y'all know Tyler Perry gives us a lesson in this. And for the women, I took it. I didn't know this was for y'all like this until y'all started talking. For the women, I could say don't lose your worth and your value, and learn how to love yourself and don't pour into so much into that. And then I wanted to say, I'm like, did she comfort him enough? Was she his peace enough? Like, that wasn't a show for us to make a good assumption to say she was a stand-up wife and he just, you know what I mean? Wasn't enough given. We just saw Dallas being toxic. So I wanted to say, like, did you hold him enough? Did you try to say, baby, let's get counseling? Or, baby, I know you're going through this. Your daddy a preacher. Why didn't the preacher come into play and say, you know what, son, come on, let me pull you to the side. Let's go take a ride. Because that's what my daddy would have did. I'm with E. Like, nobody noticed this stuff. Who better to dictate this than my big black therapist, Damani? Y'all done seen him on here. He's a licensed therapist. And he's on the show. Damani, give us something.
How y'all doing today? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. What's going on, y'all? In the middle of bedtime with the kids, but I've been listening while I'm working with my babies and stuff, man. Y'all provided some real great insight. I love this conversation. At our last session, at our last talk that we had, I alluded to social constructs and how we base a lot of the things that we do as people on social constructs, on what society says is cool, what society lays down as law. And what y'all were talking about just now about toxic masculinity, that is a construct that was built based upon society, based upon what society says, what men should be. There are three core tenets to toxic masculinity, which is men have to be tough, they have to be anti-femininity, any type of feminine traits or anything else like that, and they have to establish and dominate power. Those are typically the three main traits of toxic masculinity, and that phrase has been coined as a part of our society. So when it comes down to does it exist, it exists based upon what society has said it exists. Now, if we actually fully process what it is trauma, is lived experiences, is all of these different issues that we have as people that we've experienced growing up, which has caused us to be this way. The movie is crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on, but the scary part about it is the thing that Tyler Perry does is really, this is a lens of our society and our culture, because people are going through these things. I've had clients who've had similar stories of this. It's a triggering situation, especially when it comes down to abuse, especially women being abused and how they stay through that and the struggle that they have with that. It's a lot of traits regarding men not having the ability to be able to have safe spaces, to be able to process things, to be able to talk, to feel comfortable with talking with one another. It has, those quote unquote toxic traits. One of the mental toughness, the ability to when I express myself, it's gone on her, so therefore I put a wall up, or I get offended, or I need this back, so therefore I'm going to take it back by force. Like, it's a lot of things that are woven in between this whole series. So I mean, that could be stretched out and moved towards another multitude of conversations when it comes down to this movie in particular, and even all of Tyler Perry series. I mean, he talks about many ranges of abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, all of the different traits, cultural expectations and how we should be behaving, cultural situations, family, generational trauma. Like, it's a lot of stuff that's packed into one movie. And what Tyler Perry does is just, I think this one was, I don't know what his aim was. His aim was to do this, actually. This was his aim. Conversation. This was his aim, to stir the pot. to get people having these multiple, because this is not just the first platform. There's so many platforms that have been talking about this movie all year. But that was part of the aim, to get that conversation started, to get those things going. And sometimes we have to see the exaggerated version of those things to understand that these are happening in our homes. These are happening to our family members. These are happening to the cousin, your favorite cousin that you ain't seen in 2 years. Like, what's going on with her? Or that one situation where, oh, we don't call them after 6 p.m. because we don't know what may happen. Like, these things are happening right next door to us, right in our neighborhood. So, yeah, like I said, it's a very dramatic, very, very dramatic. But I love where the conversation is going, and for both of you all parts, and from Pharaoh and Chris, I believe, both of you all, make very valid points when it comes down to the phrase toxic masculinity. Like I say, it is coined that way based upon society, based upon what society has accepted it as. Yes, there is toxic femininity. It's just honestly, it's just trauma. That's what it boils down to.
Yep.
But because we don't utilize those words, we like trigger words. Society loves trigger words. Like, that's a big thing. So that has kind of like been a coined phrase. But when, to Chris's point, it boils down to these individuals who are having all of these issues that have not been able to properly process it, and now they are expressing it, and it's being shown and bled out in toxic ways, quote unquote. So, unhealed trauma. That's what I would say.
But let's talk about the woman though, because Megan Good, for her to think that that's what love is, I don't think we haven't dissected that enough, because she thought that was love, because she said to her mom, I thought that was what love was. And she's like, that's not love, baby. But it's like, well, what gave her that example? Because Egypt, you're saying no, it can happen, but something gave her that example of what love is. It may not have been maybe her mother directly, but something, because she said, that's not how me and your dad aren't Dallas, or we never been Dallas and you. But it's like, but you were something. And that's the part where it's like, Black families will do that. They'll cover that shit up to no end. And they'll act like they've been perfect. They've been this and that. But where did the woman get this idea of love? Because she dealt with this shit over and over and over and over and over with that list of paperwork that her friend made. So what made her think that was okay?
Okay, well, first I got to slide, got to get my baby in bed, but I did want to hop in and pour in the best I can, but say hi.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hi, baby.
But yeah, no, I feel like this subject, even just talking about understanding toxic masculinity, understanding social constructs and concepts is key and very important for us as a society to have more conversation of. And I love hearing so many brothers coming in and pouring in as well. Jay, I love the insight that you even brought in with that. Like, Egypt, keep doing your thing. I'm more than willing to, pour in where I can. But okay, all right. But I'm gonna go ahead and get her to bed. And yes, thank y'all so much. Thank you for the opportunity to slide in real quick.
All right, bro.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. But I think that needs to be dissected too, because she thought that was love. And that's what's scary to me, is that a lot of us Black women, we think that mental toughness is getting our ass beat over and over again because mama didn't leave daddy, and you don't know what mama really dealt with, or you do know and you're just perpetuating or duplicating the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
She had to be. Egypt,
yeah, in the church, in the church, they'll be called generational curses.
Yeah, and it's just like you've seen it somewhere. I cannot believe that some kind of way that wasn't displayed. Egypt, your mic is all the way off, baby.
Yep.
There we go.
You could see this stuff at school. You could come from a perfect family. We have seen many killers, many big dope dealers come from multi-million-dollar families because they want to do something that society does. That's why I said that I couldn't tell where the movie was going, because there was an era where you wanted to be the ride or die chick. That means you thought you failed if you left your man, if he was beating your ass. I've seen this in the hood with my own eyes. And I lived in a kind of nice neighborhood in Pleasant Grove. And these girls wanted to be these ride or die chicks. So it may not necessarily be her parents. It could just be what she saw with her friends or with her best friend. We still don't know that scenario because he was cheating too. And that was calling her ghetto ass. He ain't just calling her that for nothing.
I mean, I disagree with a woman doing that much, having that much of the whole paper thing is what just threw me off, because that implies, but that implies that it's been massive amounts of abuse.
Yeah.
She had to believe that this was okay some kind of way. I just can't believe that. And I go to therapy actively. It's a root to it somewhere. It's not just, it didn't come out of thin air.
Or maybe that was her way out and she just never built the nerve up to leave. Or she thought that Dallas was going to kill her and that was her way of leaving what she had went through.
But it still doesn't explain why she felt like that was love, because she said I felt like that was love.
It could have been also a pride thing. Like she also was almost a rebellious spirit to her parents, who, of course, they did
imply that.
They didn't like the family. There's always, and we're talking about small town family. So when I spoke earlier about them boys over there, she was, it's almost a rebellious spirit to where she wanted to say, you know what, I'm going to see this through and I'm going to make this thing because you guys have told me it can't be done. And I'm going to be the good wife. I'm going to do everything that is possible. And just like you say in the Bible, there is no divorce. There is no separating. So for her to kind of go through it, I can understand based on for one, the small town aspect. And then not only that, the fact that her parents were highly religious.
Yeah.
And highly religious households, boy, they be the
I'm a preacher kid.
I've been in one.
Yeah. I have to agree with the brother. Definitely. I have to agree with the brother on that, because there was a spirit of rebellion, because she was a PK. She was a preacher's kid.
And we always go against the grain.
Yeah, and we know the story of the PK. Everybody here know the story of the PK. The preacher's kid always end up being the rebel. And oftentimes that happens because religion is forced down their throat all of their lives. All of their lives. They're not allowed to make their own decisions, not allowed to live and make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. All they eat, sleep, and drink is religion. So when they get the chance to rebel against that, that's exactly what they do. That's the story of the preacher's kid. So I have to agree with that wholeheartedly.
When we go out there, we get the bad boy. It's just what it is. We want what we want. I was very determined.
Until you get therapy and you realize you got to unlearn a lot of that regardless. And that's a whole nother thing. But
yes, ma'am.
I'm a preacher's kid as well, and I had to unlearn a lot of shit my parents.
Indeed.
Indeed. Wait, you're a preacher's kid?
I cut this conversation
man, don't do it like that, man. Don't do it like that, man.
I'm sorry. What denomination is this?
Kojic. Church of God in Christ.
My God.
Every day of the week we was at church. So listen.
She's Kojic.
And they be in that house.
Oh my God.
Bless your heart. No wonder you like you is. That explains it.
There
you go. There you go.
Does it? I don't know if it does.
Me too, Kendra. I'm a Little Rock Missionary Baptist Church and Egypt Chapel Baptist Church in Oak Cliff, Texas, where my daddy founded and preached to. He took his labor. But yeah, and I will say this, because they always say that the devil come after the preacher kids more. We are attacked more. I will say that because of the covering over us with our parents that pray that protection over us. And I just wanted to experience life. Like, I did the Ava thing. And this is so crazy. I related to this movie because I graduated. I was valedictorian, had a 4-year full scholarship. Told my dad I was going to UNT, lied about it, didn't go, got me a job at the bank. I started at Nations Bank, got promoted real quick to a bank manager. 2021, I was making good money. My dad didn't find out. I got a bad boy. married him, went through this whole list like Ava, and then realized, oh shit, I done messed up.
Mm.
And I returned back. The prodigal son comes back. And the Bible says you raise them the way they should go, they will always come back. And I came back. And this is the woman that you see. So I could kind of relate to some of that stuff that he wrote in this movie. I don't like the way it was done, but I can relate to it. And this is like Damani said, is to open up these dialogues that is well needed right now. Right now.
And it's mental health therapy, period. The wife and the husband, they both need it. They both needed it.
Maurice said it wasn't that. Look at that. Maurice said it was because he was her first and only.
Yeah, but even then, but even then, with him being her first and only, she chose a bad boy to be her first and only.
Yeah.
You know, so it still goes back to her choosing a bad boy.
That's true. Because I wouldn't have chose Benji. I ain't gonna lie. I don't care how cut he was. I would have chose Dallas. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna stay on this platform and lie.
You would okay? So you would have chose Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not now.
It's because we attribute that masculinity to it being somebody who's protecting us and somebody who ain't gonna take no shit from nobody, and that's the way that we think. But then when it gets to being toxic, then
we get our ass beat.
You don't know how to. Yeah, then it's like, hold on, because it ain't.
But I want to beat
their ass. Now
Benji
you
though.
trying to beat mine.
Benji too big. That's not realistic for me. Yeah, I'm just saying.
He went like I thought. He went to prison or something. It was
nigga arms the size of my thighs. I can't do nothing with Benji.
My arms the size of your thighs.
Hey, don't you do that, because I'm not that tall.
This ain't that kind of podcast, y'all.
I
don't know where this is going, but
he looked up and said, "Well,
this got my thighs and arms, and I'm okay. I was trying to be professional.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to lean into the camera and really."
That's why I was like, "What now? What?"
No, she triggered me. Like she had something against big men. She triggered me.
No. That's part of your toxicity, Mr. Pharaoh, that we're at 6E. Is that part of your toxicity that we're seeing right now?
Now.
I want to say this. I appreciate this dialogue. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate you 3 dynamic Black men that's doing successful big things and on other platforms, your own platforms, stopping by, sharing with us. Let me log into the computer.
Thank you to the therapist.
She's trying to look at Farrah arms. Sis, don't do it.
Who?
Miss Kendra said she fits to log in on her computer so she could see the size of Farrah arms.
Don't do it.
Have mercy.
Don't do it.
Arms. Sis, you can see his arms in the frame. I'm just saying, just zoom
and he
tell her, don't do it. Yeah.
Turn your camera the other way. Turn it the other way. No,
don't do that. Don't do.
Okay, let's stop doing it. That's a little toxic little part of the.
Yeah, and I'm toxic for hyping him up, and I say he tatted up. So
Yeah, we all got a little bit of toxicity in us. Maybe it just ain't over the top as Tyler's.
Yes, ma'am. Lord be offense. Around me every day, because my mind will go there, Miss Kendra. I do be trying to be good, but Egypt do slip up. This is the platform where I wanted to be raw and uncut, and I wanted to be me. I didn't want to be politically correct and have statistics and all of that like we do on the other shows, but I wanted to give y'all something fun and something where everybody is relatable, and the men and the people, we just click. It couldn't have been ordained or ordered even more perfect, if I say so myself, in God's eyesight, and to know that all of us have some kind of religious background here is even more weird. But okay, that's another show. But I just want to say, I'm going to give these men enough time to come back and do their spiel, because we are at an hour and 23 minutes, and I do have to send this over to the TV platforms, and they will cut it off after a certain amount of time. I want this to go to DTR. I want them to see that we could do something positive, and it don't have to be ratchet. It don't have to be we cussing each other out or disagreeing, because y'all had a good disagreement, and we still had a friendship and a bond after all was said and done, and an understanding. And that's what it's about. So I'm
Definitely.
start with Mr. E because he's so quiet, and I know he's a Virgo like me too. Because I think I was told you was a Virgo. So yeah,
Let me mute my mic. I can't get my mouse up. Mouse is always.
Did you? We're doing sex. Mr. E, go ahead and say your closing remarks, sir.
Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it's one of those movies where, on a Saturday morning or whenever you feel like it, just pop it on. It has its ups and downs. We can talk about quality and production. We can talk about message, but the dialogue is always going to be the same. How do we as Black people convey messages and solve issues within our community? And I enjoy it. So salute to you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
brother.
Won't be your last time.
I'm
You
on
know
jet
that,
out
right?
because I'm
Okay.
hungry. So
Okay.
It's about that time, brother.
Thank you for coming on, and it won't be the last time. I make friends, and I'll talk to you later, love. All right, Mr. Chris, and then Mr. Farrell will close us out.
Man, what those old heads used to say, eat the meat, take the chicken, eat the meat, and spit the bone out, or something like that. That's all I got for this movie. Take what you can take from the movie, and leave behind what you need to leave behind. Some good pieces, some good stuff. Brother Pharaoh, brother E, brother Damani, and you Queens, man, y'all broke down the good pieces, and we also spoke about some of the bad stuff that we need to leave behind. That's all I can take from the movie. That's pretty much it, man. But I'm more so intrigued and empowered by this conversation right here, man. We did our thing on tonight. This is my first time chopping it up with brother Pharaoh, brother E. One thing about, when you get productive Black men in a room, we know how to rock and shake and move and shake some things, man. So this was beautiful right here. Not to take away from the dynamic, the overall dynamic of the mission of this particular piece, and it's what you Queens wanted to do tonight. But when I seen the brothers jump on, I get excited. It's like, oh yeah, we about to rock, man. So
yeah,
for me personally, and I think for the most part, some of the other people that were in the audience, they like that, seeing Black men talk and have a discussion, and just produce some good stuff, man. So that's all I got, man. It was good rocking out with y'all tonight.
Thank you, love. Mr. Pharaoh.
Definitely, man. First and foremost, I want to thank you, Egypt, again for the platform. The beautiful sister. What is her name? Gina?
J. Marie.
J. Marie, the beautiful sister J. Marie. Thank you guys for having us on. Just to speak on the movie shortly, the movie was entertaining. Very, if anything else, it was entertaining. But what's more important to me about this platform was the fact that you had Black men and women on here speaking intelligibly and speaking with know-how and unison. Even when we have our disagreements, we showed America and the world how true Black men and Black women resolve differences without all of the riffraff. So let this be an example going forward for those who want to know what Black unity looks like. This was definitely a treat, a dessert for me this evening. The brother have to go eat. I've already eaten. Y'all just gave me my dessert. Yeah, I just gave you my dessert for the evening. But yeah, man,
went right to the gutter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it felt good. Look, boy, she's just a badass. Preacher's kid for
No,
real.
mine did too. But I tried not to even look and make eye contact with her.
Y'all just bad. Y'all bad, man. Y'all bad. But it's okay though. It's okay though. But we did our thing, like the brother said, man. And hey, whenever you can see Black men come together, and it ain't basketball or rap, and y'all seen us doing this with this intelligence, y'all should applaud that. Y'all should applaud that. It's a beautiful thing. I loved it. Brother, I plan on doing more with you and building with you.
Hey, man, likewise, big bro, man. I'm here for it, brother. All day, every day, man.
Definitely.
This our first show, and it was a hitter. And we hope y'all enjoyed it. It's going to be like this for every movie review, every first Wednesday from starting August, September, October, November. Then we'll decide. This is a test run to see how it all plans out. We will be touching indie films, Tubi movies, that y'all keep saying are so recommended. We will be touching these and looking at them. What are the lessons? What are we learning out of them? Can they be applied to what we're doing, our upbringing, or is it something that's setting us back? That's all we're looking at. Don't take our reviews and our opinions too hard. This is just what we believe. Pharaoh said it best. It's objective viewpoint from each one of us that has been on this platform tonight. I enjoyed myself. It was definitely something fresh and brand new. And y'all knew I was not going to do it without Pharaoh. And y'all knew I wasn't going to do it without Chris. So I appreciate these guys for always coming through. I can't say it enough. And I'm going to continue to give you guys flowers. All three of you guys, flowers while you are here. The Queenz was interviewed twice on Sunday from Hidden Gems and another magazine. I've got replies back right before the show. They are ready to be published and we'll be going live. I could not have done none of this in the past 3 weeks if it weren't for these people that's sitting on this platform right now. And they will be published right along with me. I am not that person to take anything. It took a village to lift Egypt up because I was there. So every time I call Pharaoh, every time I call Chris, every time I call J. Marie, and I was like, hey, sis, I need this, or hey, brother, I don't know, or I can't know. It was you keep going, you keep pushing. So I dare not acknowledge what these men and these women are doing. And you will see them published, and it will be going live with their photos, with that article, and my thank you to them. And I know I can't pay you monetarily, but I pray that God increases your territory. Mr. Chris, your vision, your purpose, your drive. I ask that God increase that and build a fence around whatever that you want to do. And I expect him to do great things for Mr. Pharaoh. He already doing that because he put Egypt and Pharaoh. How weird is that? Okay. And then we got J. Marie that just stays into the ball. We just chucked her in the mix. But I love to give flowers when they're due. None of this would be possible if it weren't for these people on this platform. God did what he did. And I am so humble and so grateful. And that is it from us. We will see y'all. I don't know how we're going to roll it next week, me and Pharaoh or me and Chris. But you definitely see J. Marie every first Wednesday, y'all, because this is a segment thing. And we're going to keep it pushing.
Chris got his finger up. He got his finger
up. He got his church finger up.
Listen, man. Okay. Yeah, I sure did, man. I need a favor from y'all. Do not edit out the beginning. Let that roll. Let that joint roll, man. That was it. That's my favor, man. Don't edit out the beginning, man. That was good stuff.
Was talking about her panties. And
oh my God.
Brother Pharaoh, listen. You gotta be Brother Pharaoh. Oh, Brother Pharaoh. I was the first one on. And they was rolling, they was rolling the intro, you know, the music and all that other stuff. But the thing is they didn't mute. They didn't mute themselves. So it was a whole sidebar conversation. I'm like, listen, we can hear y'all.
Okay.
It was good comedy, bro. It was good stuff, man.
Don't do it. Because I told everybody I didn't have panties on. I'm letting her breathe tonight.
So listen, man. I'm like the other brother that was on. I got some grilled chicken and some asparagus waiting on me, man. I got a dip. Y'all
brother. Hey, brother.
All right, y'all. Y'all have seen it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Me and J. Marie. Thank you, sis. This was a vision that I had. Welcome. And I did not know how it was going to come out, but
definitely girl, be a part of this. I appreciate this. You pulled me up because I was just doing one podcast, and now you're helping to bring that part podcast together. So I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, and you showed tightening my skills, girl. Because y'all, if you ain't worked with J. Marie, she be on it. She gonna make sure you own it, and she gonna make sure. And I appreciate it because after the change, God just told me to stand still. That's all he told me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how things was going to happen. And he just told me to stand still. And the numbers have quadrupled. Not only have the number quadrupled, we have got published twice. Not only that, we have got listed in as DFW's one of the best media podcast broadcasting shows here in Dallas. And I couldn't have done none of that without these people that you just saw roll on this platform, including E, because he was a big contribution to this show. So y'all, thank y'all for the support. Miss Kendra, thank you for listening when I needed to just talk to you and vent. Thank you, sis. I love y'all, and we ain't did no outro video.
Oh, I thought you did
we did intro.
Well, okay, well, we gotta do that next. We got
thank you for being a friend.
What? Okay.
Travel down the road and back again.
Yeah, I don't remember the song. I
wasn't prepared for. You're my pal and my confidant. Yeah, just keep going.
I thought it was comforter. Okay.
Bye,
I don't know. I thought it was comforter, like I'm comforting you. I didn't.
And if you throw a party, you know that part? Invited everyone you knew.
There we go.
Yes, ma'am.
It would be something, the biggest something.
You will see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
I thought it said and a heart attack. I thought it said a heart attack.
What the fuck? Bye, y'all. Bye.